Hi boys and girls, today we're going to read The Quiet Quail and talk about the letter Q. Okay, let's get started. The Quiet Quail. What kind of an animal is a quail? A bird, that's right. Quincy is a quiet quail. He likes to do quiet things. Quincy likes to snuggle with his favorite quilt and listen to the quiet pitter-patter of the rain. Quincy likes to sit quietly and read. Quincy likes to take quiet walks. Sometimes on his quiet walks, Quincy meets his friend Dottie Duck. Dottie is not very quiet. In fact, Dottie is quite loud. Quack, quack, quack. Hi, Quincy. Quack, quack, shouts Dottie. Hello, Dottie, whispers the quiet quail. Quincy and Dottie sit in the park. Quack, 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 shouts Dottie. What a beautiful day. Quack, quack. Dottie quacks and quacks till Quincy's head hurts. Dottie, please quit quacking, says Quincy. But Dottie is quacking so loudly she does not hear the quiet quail. Quincy decides to go for a swim to drown out Dottie's quacking. He spreads his quilt on the grass and jumps in the pond. Suddenly, Queenie the dog trots by. She grabs Quincy's quilt and runs away. My quilt, cries Quincy. Someone stop Queenie! But Quincy's voice is too quiet. No one hears him. Queenie runs right past Dottie. That's Quincy's quilt, quacks Dottie. Catch Queenie, quick! The other animals hear Dottie's loud quacking. They chase Queenie. Queenie is quick, but the other animals are quicker. They snatch Quincy's quilt from Queenie's teeth. They give the quilt back to Quincy. Quincy thanks all the animals for rescuing her quilt, especially Dottie. Your loud quacking saved the day, Quincy tells Dottie, and for once, the quiet quail is happy to have such a noisy friend. And here's our cheer for the letter Q. Q cheer. Q is for quail and a quilt for your bed. Q is for queen with a crown on her head. Q is for quack and a quarter to spend. Q is for a quarrel you have with a friend. Hooray for Q, big and small, the quaintest, quirkiest letter of all. And there's our quiet quail holding the quilt. Can you think of another word for quilt that we might say? A quilt is another way to say a blanket. Right. The end. Letter Q. So I'm going to make a Q up here for you. Oh, but first let's look at our Q book. Letter Q. Q is for quack. Remember, Quincy's friend was quacking a lot. Q is for quail. It's kind of a bird. It's called a quail, like Quincy in the book. Q is for quarter. Money. Q is for queen, like Queen Elsa. Q is for question mark. Remember when Ms.Theresa writes a message and sometimes I use a question mark when I ask a question. Q is for quiet. Q is for quilt, which we just talked about, that's a kind of a blanket, a quilt. And the end, letter Q. All right, let's make a letter Q. And then maybe you can make one at home and send me a picture. I'm really liking all the pictures and videos that you're sending me. All right, so here's our capital letter Q. Kind of looks like the letter O, but then we put a line right here and it becomes a Q. So that's the capital Q, and here's a lowercase q. Circle, line down, and then a diagonal line over. Letter Q. Bye, boys and girls.